Hello and welcome. This is EDC with Okan and Kane. I am Okan. Kane's actually taking a nap on the couch in the living room, so I decided rather than disturb him, I'll just step out into the garage and do a quick video for you guys. So, we're going to be doing a Magnificent 7 video. So essentially a top 7, not quite a top 5, a little bit more. Certainly a few shy of a top 10. But regardless of that, we're doing a Magnificent 7. We're going to ease on into it with something pretty familiar that I think if you guys have seen any videos of ours where we do the pocket dumps or any sort of thing like that, this is certainly going to be a familiar knife. Now this is, I want to say 2018 sprint run. But the Ladybug in Vitoku 2 and SUS 410. See if we can get that on camera. There we are, you can see that. And if you can tell, it is very scratched up. It just normally rides in the pocket. But a great little knife. I just love that for its size, you can completely use it one-handed. I think that's just really nice and extremely lightweight. So, well, let's see. I don't know if that's showing up. Hold on. Problems. I guess we're going to have to use the bigger scale for this. I'll have to charge that little guy. 0.55 ounces. Yeah, I think you can see that. Yeah. So super lightweight. Really actually phenomenal for the keys, for its weight, and then the fact that, yeah, like I said, guys, completely being able to use it one-handed for something that size. I love it. Also, I have the glow-in-the-dark one coming soon. So I'm really excited about that one. So next we're going to go into something a little bit bigger. And that is the Spyderco K2. Taking up the whole garage. It's like parking a Hummer in here. Yeah, Spyderco K2 by, let's get it up here, Farid. Yeah, there we are. You can see it. And K2 there. CPM 10V steel. So this is a great high vanadium steel that absolutely has just really phenomenal edge retention. Kind of poor corrosion resistance, if you can't tell. A little bit of surface rust coming on there. But really cool design. I love the, get it right there, the, it's not really a back spacer, I guess it is a barrel spacer, so to speak, but it really just looks like a kind of a squashed ball bearing in there, and then the way that he does the cutout, really like that, but really great, older design, crown to spine, just right there for where your thumb is resting. But a really big old, I think 4 1/4 inch blade, but absolutely love this knife. And this is something that I really love if I'm going for a hike or doing something where I'm going to be outdoors a little bit. I love taking this guy with me because it can really do just about anything I would need it to. So really do love that. We'll leave you right there. Number 3. We're going to really, to split these up, we're going to go with this guy. And this is the Spyderco C01 Worker. Now, this is a 2014 sprint run of it. So, but this is the very first model that Spyderco ever released, when they kind of went from just making sharpeners, I think late 70s, to actually producing knives. This was the very first model. Now, of course, it was, I believe, all stainless steel handles. And, ooh, I want to say Gen 1 steel, I believe. But yeah, this is just a really, really interesting knife that, if you can't tell, kind of eventually developed into something pretty similar to the Delica. You can kind of see a little bit of the Delica in this design, but it was the very first design to have a one-handed opening operation, meaning the spider hole here, and a clip. So really, really, really innovative and influential knife in my opinion. And this is one that as soon as I started getting into Spyderco, I really kind of sought after. And I had two of these at one point. My father really, really, really liked it, so I eventually gave him the new one. And I think this is the one that I carried for a little bit. Doesn't have much use on it, but pretty great little guy. So, number 3. Yeah, we'll put him right about there. Alright, next we're going to go for this guy. This is the Three Rivers Manufacturing Neutron. Now, this I got at Blade Show 2018. Oh no, maybe 2019. It certainly wasn't 2020, that's for sure. But yeah, picked this one up, and I actually got it with the G11 Amber scales. But since then have swapped to the Forest Green G10. If you haven't noticed, there's a little bit of a theme, and it will continue even more throughout this. Yeah, absolutely love this knife. These are kind of small batch, but they are, you know, consistently, you know, knocking out their wait lists and kind of getting them out there. But Three Rivers Manufacturing, just super great people behind this very simple but very effective knife. I think this is a really, really great one with a very thin blade stock, CPM 20 CV. But really, 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 absolutely love this guy here. Super lightweight. Oh, that was terrible. Super lightweight, super thin. Really, really, really phenomenal EDC. And yeah, earlier I mentioned I had gotten it in the G11 Amber scales and swapped to the Forest Green G10 here. And the thing that I like about that is it's really, really easy to do, because you are literally just popping out those 2 screws right there on both sides. Of course, the clip on this side as well. And you can pop it off. This goes around the pivot, and so you don't actually have to mess with the action or centering or anything like that to make a scale swap on these. So they do have an Atom, which is a little bit bigger version, has a couple other features, but I believe they are doing a Neutron, N-E-W-T-R-O-N, I believe, is what I heard. I don't know if that's just a joke or whatnot, but yeah, so excited to see that, because that is supposed to have some of the additions that the Atom has. But I really, really, really love this guy as well, and it is very frequently in the pocket. Next, we're going to go with something that you guys probably don't see a whole lot, but this is something that, you know, I love to carry on special occasions. I love to carry in sort of more social events, which I do very sparsely, but regardless, especially in 2020, the GEC Bullbuster, goodness gracious, and this is the the number 78. Goodness, got it, I got it. And so yeah, really, really nice, strong pull. 1095. So I mean, yeah, it's not my ideal choice, but still they do a pretty good job on it. It's got a little bit of a patina going. And that's my dog, just, you know, chiming in. She'd love to be a part of the videos. But yeah, absolutely love this guy. I think it is a really, really great, well done sodbuster pattern, and I really enjoy it, as well as it has that classic feel, but it really, 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 really does have great fit and finish. I love this red linen micarta, and yeah, this is a great one. I do have a small little leather slip that I will pop that guy in when I do carry it. So I'll put you right here. And the final two, I'll go ahead and pull this guy out. This is one that you definitely see a lot, and you'll probably see on a lot of other people's lists as well. A pretty popular knife. I really, really like it. This was something that I was kind of excited about, kind of when it was sort of just in the works, and that is the Spyderco Smock here. Really like this guy. I've got the Casey Lynch deep carry titanium clip. It's actually bronze, although it's kind of worn off a tad bit. Did take that second detent out, but absolutely love this guy. And being a pretty good hollow grind on there with a decent stock thickness, decent tip. It maybe isn't the perfect knife, as far as I do wish this choil was done a little bit better. Let's bring that in focus. The choil was done a little bit better, and maybe something done with this area a tad bit more, although I do normally carry it thumb kind of right there in a pinch grip, and it works pretty good. So I don't mind that in a lot of ways, but yeah, this to me just has so much kind of fidget factor to it, so much utility. I really do like it. And then having a fully functional spider hole, but not necessarily having the huge kind of hump that kind of typically comes with that. But if you notice, still does come outward just a tad. So you do almost have not a huge thumb ramp, but there is a little bit going there. All right, enough of that guy. You've seen him. Is he on camera? Yeah, there we are. And last, but certainly not least, this is a definite favorite of mine that I've carried for quite some time. Sadly, one that you can't necessarily find very easily, and if you do find, you might be paying an unjustified premium for it. But the Spyderco Military, come on, in CTS 204P. This was a KnifeWorks exclusive. Once again, forest green G10. If that's not a running theme you guys have picked up on. I did stonewash the clip, or I guess tumbled the clip technically, but absolutely love this knife. For the size, it's just so hard to beat. It's kind of hard to keep on camera at this point, but really, really enjoy this guy. I obviously would prefer it to be tip down, but with the size of it, or I'm sorry, tip up, but with the size of it, tip down isn't as bad, because pulling it out of your pocket, you're already in position to sling it right open. So I give it a pass on larger knives like this and the K2 as well. But absolutely love this. A really, really, really great knife that I feel like is overlooked a lot these days, with the PM2 being, I guess, a little bit more preferred to a lot of people. And I love a PM2 as well, but this works a little bit better for my hand, works a little bit better for my kind of some of my uses, and in the same sense of the K2, this was something that, yeah, if I'm going outdoors, any sort of kind of cooking tasks or whatever, it just does great to kind of, whip out and, slice that onion up, or, dice up some tomatoes. But yeah, so I really do think that none of these will ever be leaving the collection. Now, at some point, if I can get a hold of the 20CV Smock, I'll certainly be adding that. You might see another military at some point. For instance, if if they do another crew wear one, I'd love to pick that up. The Neutron, when they do the second edition, yeah, you'll see that. So, I mean, also with the glow-in-the-dark Ladybug. So, these aren't going anywhere, but these are still stuff that you might kind of see other variations of, because these are such great designs that I really do use and have carried for quite some time, especially this combo right here. If you follow me on Instagram at all, you've definitely seen those quite a bit. This combo was pretty much in my pocket a couple days a week for, you know, at least a year, I'd say. So, absolutely love those guys. And yeah, so that's my Magnificent 7. Although it might be evolving and changing a little bit, it's pretty much going to be these guys here for quite some time. There are a couple things that I would like to try out that just might bump one of these guys out. But so far, that hasn't come across the couch, or hasn't parked itself in the garage. We'll go with that. So until then, this is my Magnificent 7. Thanks, guys, for joining me in the garage. But it's time to get out of here and have a good day.